Okay, I didn't say this to response to Gamer Guy. I did a previous rant video about the bastard. But anyway, last time I checked, this was the United States of America. Freedom of speech, not freedom from speech. Me, I come from a classic period where America was America, and then we told the tyrants to go fuck themselves. But as time progressed, we let a bunch of socialists and communists take over our country and poison it. Let's make it U.S. foreign policy to exterminate the communists once and for all. Because right now, these globalist communists want to destroy us all to make us feel like the victims. Look, I'll give you a quote. God can't change the past. Historians can. Look, it's on the quote. Google it. I recommend you Google the quote. I'm doing good. So the next time you hear some hipster-rella with a hipster beard tell them to go fuck themselves, this is America. We're taking it back. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself and go back to communist China where you fucking belong, since you love hammer and sickle so far stuck up your own ass. Go ahead. Make my day. I ain't afraid to die. Bring it. Many others watching ain't afraid to die. I always get demonetized. Bring it on. We're in a war. I ain't afraid to die. You know what this reminds me of? Look, the partnership between me and Nikki is like this. Look, you remember the buddy cop film genre of the 80s? Back when buddy cop films were actually worth a good shit. A cop doing his job runs up on a random stranger doing his job, then all of a sudden the film turns out that the buddy's helping him out because the cop has very little information about what's going on in the world of crime. I miss the glory days of the buddy cop genre. It's very underrated. The 80s, though, they were the fucking shit. Look, if you haven't heard of Eddie Murphy, look, he started in the 80s, alright, because he's a very underrated comedian. He said what he needed to say. And no, I ain't racist, okay? Look, I love people of the opposite skin color, okay? Okay, but when you go around and start accusing my skin color of being of supposed white devils, then we have a fucking problem. And look, after World War II, the veterans came home and, well, let's just say the communists in our country fucking detested us. And then when Vietnam came around, they did the same thing. I mean, what do we, as a society, become? A bunch of fucking entitled hipsters that don't appreciate honor, dignity, and respect. I mean, put this in your head. You're a veteran that comes home, coming from war, and all of a sudden you get dogpiled on by a fucking hipster that wants to hunt us down. I mean, just think about it. America used to stand for something, but now it's just like, what have we become as a society now? Look, I can compare the media to high school drama. If you say one thing that supposedly offended them, oh, they kick up a crap storm about that. Oh, did you hear this? Teacher, please, you gotta help me. Oh, I wonder if that's a coincidence. Look, history is steeped in political incorrectness. Look, Walt Disney was never anti-Semitic to begin with, that's what I'm saying. But that's something that Herb Sorrell made up, okay? And the whole New Deal thing that FDR pushed, what? Yeah, FDR was an avid socialist as well. No wonder AOC worships that bastard. Well, if that's a coincidence. But Teddy Roosevelt, he was the goodest guy you would ever meet. Picture this, it was the 1912 election, and Teddy Roosevelt was going into a second term as president. Then all of a sudden, Woodrow Wilson fucks that up in the third dimension. Teddy Roosevelt could have won if FDR hadn't stuck his ass in places where he shouldn't be. We used to be a nation that stood up to tyrants, but then, well, let's just say you do the math. The actual math, not something that your woman's studies major made up. All because I said a little word that the rappers used to say back in the 80s, to say the least. The early to mid 2000s, that's what people are. So you're going to accuse my kind of being Nazis? Well, look who's talking. Also, famous rappers are allowed to say that word, but people my skin color can't. I'm telling you, that's Big Brother thought police right there, made flesh. It's in. Look, I recommend you read Ayn Rand and George Orwell, and trust me, you will be blown the fuck away. But anyway, Gamer Guy is officially silenced. He's nothing more than an arrogant brat, to say the least. The 90s. Sorry, I had to hack up a hack. But, look, this is why I support President Trump, because he says what he needs to say what's on his mind, and actually tell the simple facts for once. Look, my ancestor, I'm a direct descendant of Jesse James himself. Yes, the spaghetti western outlaw himself. I'm the living bloodline of it all. Say what you will about the Civil War, but what is to be left of American history? Because hipsters right now want to take that away and act like that's not relevant to them. These snowflakes want to strip everything away from us. Take away our very foundation of what we fought for. Of what we fought and died for. Our ancestors fought and died for this country. I mean, just think about it. I mean, just think about that. And it dawned on me as a real American patriot, not the New England Patriots, which I still think are full of shit anyway. Look, baseball was the shit back in the days. But look, my old favorite baseball player would be Babe Ruth, because he was the shit. Sure, he had his dark side and everything with his drinking and smoking and choking down food and everything. But he still turned out to be the greatest baseball player of all time, to say the least. I know, he set records before African Americans can compete. But, I know one factoid, but if he would have just quit drinking long enough and actually trained for once, he could have been gone down as a sports athletic legend, to say the least. We used to be a country that enforced freedom of speech, but now it's like, if a hipster or lesbianic degenerate walks up to you and say that's sexist or problematic, it's like, where's the America that we signed up for? Where's the America that we stood fighting for? Right here. We are a nation under God. But now these demons want to strip that away. I mean, just look around you. The enemy wants to take down our American flag and put their little hammer and sickle flag on our state capitol. That's what I'm saying. The enemy wants to demonetize people of my skin color. I don't care what the fake news media have to say, because the media are the voice of the dragon. Don't let the devil tell you lies, because the devil is nothing more than a bunch of bullshit. Because it's up to us real Christians like myself and many others watching have to stand and fight. Back in the Middle Ages, we used to stand and fight these demons, but now it's if we sit on the sidelines, and now half of Christendom sold us out to the enemy, and they would rather collect a paycheck than actually fight. There's no conspiracy behind it, it's just simple facts. Look, if you actually go back and read the Bible, the enemy's been planning to hunt us down for centuries. Look, just be like David from the Bible. Never underestimate the underdog. If some hipsterella thinks that they're holier than thou or think they're tough and shit like that, and then David gets five rocks, and he only used one, and the rocks went through Goliath's dome, and he dead. I mean, think about that. Don't let the enemy dictate our lives, because we as a society have been violent towards others, ourselves, and God. But anyway, I hope you take this video to heart. Hope you enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment below, spread the word, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Godspeed. God be with us. I'll see you then.